What up, what up, what up? Thank you for tuning back in and listening. Pleasure. I'm your host, the one, the only Rob G.
I promise you one day it ain't gonna be all through a podcast. It's gonna be a conglomerate.
And also it brings it full circle. If you go into it and buy a property with a family member.
Welcome. Thank you for tuning back in and listening. Pleasure. I'm your host, the one, the only, Rob G. Had a little difficulties today. We was working with our guests, trying to get a computer up and running. We had some difficulties, but we appreciate you all for tuning in. Got a couple of calls, so we should be live and rocking in the comments. Hey, what's going on, Vaughn? Without further ado, y'all know what time it is. Click, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Let's get it out there. Today is one of them episodes, like we always do. We try to do something for the people to keep it positive and informative. So today we have someone on to help, if not you, somebody you know about disability, whether you've been denied and you need to figure out what to do next, or you're trying to start, or you've been denied several times. So that's what we got going on today. So please share, click it around. And without further ado, y'all, welcome to the stage. Y'all know what time it is. My main man, my co-host, the one and only, he can talk. And I'm gonna bring him on. Y'all welcome to the stage, the one and only. Y'all welcome Mike V to the stage.
Hey, where am I? Oh.
What's up?
Hey, listen, right? That might have been the best introduction ever. That man say he can talk. That is hilarious. That's hilarious. What up, man? What's up with the people, man? Welcome. Y'all know the vibes. Hit the button. This one of them ones. Information. I'm actually excited because as I was doing my research, I learned a lot of stuff about disability benefits and the going zones. So I'm kind of excited about this one. Tell y'all people, right, that we is outside and we is putting information in the air. So come get with us.
That's right.
What's up, bro? And I want to speak on something before we get started, real quick. You ready? So yesterday, your brother had me come speak to one of the youngest, right? And you know, I'm attention to everything. And one of the things I noticed about y'all organization that was different than other people, and I'm always talk about it when I feel good about a situation, is it's coaches in youth football that are fuss at a referee for throwing a flag on a kid for cussing. I watched y'all practice yesterday. I watched kids purposely make sure they didn't curse around y'all coaches. And like, man, that dude walked up on Derek and say, man, they said they was going to whoop our A. I looked at him. He got 13, 14-year-old kids. That ain't how to like not today. They don't talk like that. That's something somebody putting in them. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. Yeah. That's all I can say. I ain't even gonna get cranked up and get going because you know I've been turned the show into something else.
I can go for that.
But without further ado, like I said, we all need to all share this. And welcome to the stage. Our guest today, is Miss Kim Edwards. Y'all welcome Kim to the stage.
Well, something ain't right.
You're welcome. Kim, you might. I can't hear you now, Kim.
Yeah, huh?
Uh-oh.
Oh, there you go. All right, yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, there you go. How you doing? Uh-oh.
Doing
There we
good.
go. Gotcha. Without further ado, y'all welcome to the stage. Man behind the scene, the man to hold it down for the cookout. Y'all welcome Heezy to the stage.
What's up, bro?
Hey
excuse me.
everybody, running a little late, dealing doing daughter thing, daddy daughter thing.
Hey, man, we got some feedback somewhere.
Yeah, it's
Feedback.
it's Kim. We're gonna have to work. I'll work it when she ain't talking. I'm gonna just mute it. We'll make it work. Hey, hey,
Welcome
hey,
back.
hey. So Kim, you got the show as the spotlight. We'll put it on you. We'll put you over the. Tell the people where you from and what you got going on. How you got into the disability uh business.
I'm based out of Summit, Mississippi, but I work nationwide. I mean, it's wherever there's a Social Security office, that's my office. So it's not just
Right,
limited to just Mississippi because this is a government program. I've been doing this since
right.
2014, and I was living in Colorado, working for a disability firm, to come back to Mississippi. So that's, and I'm trying to get my business back up. COVID shut us down back in 2019. Is the reason I went to Colorado. And so I'm back
Mm,
home and ready to
mm.
hit the ground running.
Right, right, right. So let's dive right into it. It's about disability. Um, let's start with something that everybody else kind of dread. So let's see. All right, we could go with that. Let's go with the moment they open their denial letter, where they receive the denial letter. Um,
Okay.
why
Well,
does the Social Security deny? I think it's because I was going through and I've been denied several times at one point in time too. So why did it not like? I think it's roughly like is it 80 or 90% on the initial application they deny?
yes, yes, because they
Okay,
don't.
good.
Well, main thing is they'll find any reason why you're not severe. If you just make your application and you don't send any medical records in or anything, they'll that's an automatic denial because there's not enough proof. If you give them your medical record history, your doctors, and they call and they don't get any answer, they don't have
Mm-hmm.
an answer, or they can't get your medical record, it's a denial. Or they'll say that they didn't have enough evidence. You have to prove how severe you are. That's the bottom line. Severe. The
Mm-hmm.
word is severe. If in your medical records, if they say it's chronic, I forgot what other words they use, but if it does not say severe, they'll deny you, and that's why they send those
Mm-hmm.
denial letters out. And it's easy to deny you, but
Yeah.
then we have the process of appealing. And where you really want to be is in front of a judge because they can't go back as far as a judge can. For instance, if you made your application a year ago, they can only go back when Social Security approves you. There's two different sections here. You can get approved by Social Security, but they only go back, when I say go back, to your date of application. The judge can go back
Mm-hmm.
a year prior to your date of application, which gives you more back pay. And so if your application was only 6 months old, there's not a lot of back pay there. But if the judge deems you're disabled back a year prior to that date, every month that you're without benefits, you accumulate that up until the time you're approved. So we're talking a difference of thousands of dollars.
Mm.
And
Okay,
that makes a
so
difference, especially when
Yeah,
you
that
can't
makes.
work.
Wait, Mike.
oh no, let her. I'm gonna let her finish first.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm done.
No, um, so since he spoke on that, I got feedback coming back. Um, It when I was doing my
I'm
research,
muted while you talk. It's on radio.
a- as I was doing my research, I saw that there's a good portion of people after they are denied that won't even try to get approved or get a second opinion. Um, you work in the field. Why do you think that is? You got to unmute it here.
I had you on mute. Go ahead, Kim. You go ahead. Yeah.
They when you get your denial letter, it's like all hope is lost. You don't know what the next step is. And they tell you can appeal, but the general public doesn't understand what appealing the decision is. Because appeal is just saying I don't agree with this determination or this decision, and I want to go to the next step. A lot of people don't understand what the next step is, and they get that letter and they have 60 days to go to www.gov.us so ss.gov and file an appeal. That's why we have people in my field to walk you through the process. A lot of people don't. That's fine. But where people like me come in is after you get that first denial letter. Try up until that point on your own to get approved. But if you can't, that's where people that work with disability getting your benefits, that's where we come in and help you with the appeal process. Help you get your medical records. Help you get to understand the severity of what you're going through. Because not only is this a mental toll, it's a physical toll because you can't work. There's no income coming in. And that's what SSI is. SSI, supplemental income to get you through, but you can't get it until after you get approved. See, isn't that a nice little hoop?
So I also saw that there was SSI and SSDI.
Yes. There's
Can you explain the differences?
into the Medicare program from your taxes.
Kim,
That-
well, so I be muting you. So I'm sorry because it's still a little feedback.
Okay.
So go ahead. You good now? Go ahead.
Okay. SSDI is the money that you put in from your paycheck. That's if you work for 20 years, this builds up your Social Security. And what disability does, it gives you what you would get at now it's 70, your full benefits at an earlier age. You get the full benefits instead of having to wait till 62, which you'd only get a portion of those benefits if you file at 62. But if you're 55 and you can't work, you can get these benefits at that age, full benefits. And so that's, but with that's why these obstacles that you have to cross to get to them, because they don't make it easy.
Well, Mike, you had something else you about to say before I ain't want to cut it.
No, I was gonna let you go. I'm looking at my questions right quick.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
All right. So maybe this jumping a little bit ahead, but say you get your SSI, right? How many hours can you work? Is it like a certain criteria, a certain type of job?
You can work be less than part-time, which is if you can work 20 hours, go less, 18 to stay covered, because they'll knock you out if you make more than the minimum amount. And it's not a lot, believe me. 20, if you can, the thing, what we have to prove is that you cannot maintain a 40-hour week. And I didn't answer your question. I just remembered you wanted the difference between SSI and SSDI. The SSI is a supplemental income you cannot make over $2,000 a month. While you're waiting to get your approval, that's what accumulates during those months that you're not able to work because you're not making $2,000 a month. And your SSDI is what you put in through your social, out of your paycheck. You can get both. But if you haven't worked and you don't have enough credits, that's where SSI can come in to supplement you. And that's about $1,000. Well, a little less than $1,000 a month versus what you would get if on a regular job. Because it's unlimited at that point of what you accumulated. And it's based on the highest amount of income you made throughout your life. That's what you would get every month.
Got you. So, and is okay? I'm gonna leave the SSDI stuff alone for a minute. So when you get denied and the clock starts ticking, right? Could you walk us through like a strict 60-day deadline to file an appeal? What happens if somebody misses that deadline?
Okay. If they miss the deadline, you can go back to that point of where the deadlines began. What I say is that, let's say you've got 60 days to make your appeal, which we do. You go online to ssa.gov and they have the form where you do your appeal. And you just file it. But let's say that you get your letter and you get busy and you forget about it, and there's like a 5-day window after the deadline that they give you. Well, if you even miss it at that point, we can appeal to that point to where you got that denial letter. And so there are ways that you can open up the case. They will close the case. But then if we ask them to open the case again, that's where it will start. Back to that point. And it's called a reconsideration. Now, what that reconsideration does, it gives you more time to get your ducks in a row as far as getting your medical records together. And that's what's going to get your approval is your medical records. Because if you have a lot of medical records and you have a lot of things wrong with you, it's easier to prove that you are disabled rather than just no medical records. You know you're disabled, but you have to have proof that you're disabled. It's not just, I can't work. And I've got a list, I've got a PowerPoint here that shows a listing of what they will look at as far as getting you approved, the diseases, the problems, the issues. But some of them are like high blood pressure. Everybody has high blood pressure or low blood pressure. Or
you can share that PowerPoint if you like.
Okay, tell me how I do it. How do I get it to you?
You on your phone or your laptop?
I'm on my laptop.
You on your laptop?
Okay.
So you see down the bottom, you see like the microphone, the camera.
Yeah.
Then there's the plus button.
Okay.
You click
On
that
the monitor?
plus button, and then it'll say, you click it, and it should say slides and PDFs. or something of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll allow
Mm-hmm.
you to go from there.
Okay, wait a minute. Oh, I got to
I
upload
open it
it.
up so you can share it.
Okay, hang on. Let me get to it. Find it. Okay, it's in my PowerPoint. I don't know.
It'll allow you to share it. And whenever you click on the share, once you click on it, it should say something like share screen or something of that nature.
Okay, let's see.
You even
Oh, share
know.
screen.
Let me tell you exactly how. Let me see. Um,
Do I drop it?
so if you click on, so you see when you click the plus sign
Uh huh.
beside the camera, when you
Yeah.
click the plus sign, the screen gonna come up. It'll say slides, PDFs, extra camera, video, image file. Hit share screen,
Okay, I
and
did.
then when you click that, it should allow you to say like whatever you got open, PowerPoint, PDF, or whatever. It should allow you to say that.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me start over.
While
Okay,
y'all got that
Grab
going
this
on,
while
let me
she's
do
trying to
this.
get the information to you.
While y'all got that going on, let me do this. Hey, my wife. I got some other questions, but we got this PowerPoint. I don't want to get sidetracked by what we got going on. Yo, what do you got?
okay. It wants me to go into my files, but the screen is not. I don't know
Once you
how to.
hit share, it should pop up.
Okay, go back to
It's
share.
cool.
It's a share screen. Screen sharing.
And then you got to click on like it should say what is your PDF file or whatever. Like, so once you click the share screen, it'll open up another file, another drop link to say share screen. So you hit that again, and then you'll click on whatever you're sharing.
Oh, that's what's grayed out is the share. Oh wait, there we go. There we go. There it is. Do you see it?
It should be popping. Oh, there it is. Yep. So
Okay.
now I got you. I'm
Okay.
adding it to the stage now.
Okay. All right. There is list right there
It should be
of
popping up. There you go.
yeah. Okay. That is
I don't know how they
a
can see it. Let me see.
listing.
Okay, they can see. I'm gonna blow this up big. So if y'all comment there, got to hold off for a second. I'm gonna blow this up big so I can see. All right, I see it. Got you. Go ahead, you can talk about your slide, whatever you got to talk about.
The but the severity approved. Um, one thing I tell my is if you have been let's talk about issues that a lot of folks have. If you've been hospitalized 3 times in a year, that's an automatic approval. And if your depression is that bad, that kind of shows that the severity of your disability. If you have an episode at work and you have to go and admit yourself, or your doctor has to admit you, or your family admits you, or something, that's what a severe case. That's an extreme. But if you look at some of these others, like your high blood pressure, the high blood pressure is you're taking medication and it does keep it stable, but it's when it gets so bad that you have to be hospitalized and it's not being able to be controlled. That's severe. Not chronic, but it's the severity of it. And that's the magic word, is how severe things are. Diabetes, that's another thing. If you're just on shots, or you're living your everyday life, it's not really affecting you, yeah, you're not severe enough. It's almost to the point where you're in and out of the hospital more than you're at home, trying to get your blood sugar regulated. And the doctor has to put in his notes how severe your episodes are. So a lot of things, gout comes and goes. You can have a severe episode to the point where you can't even put your shoe on. But if you don't have a flare-up more than once a month, that's not severe enough. It's got to be where it really keeps you from working, where you have to stay home, or you have to prop your foot up, or nothing can touch your foot, or wherever the gout may be at that time. But it's proving through the medical records is the severity of how you can get your approval. And like I say, it takes a lot of time, because first of all, the first step is you make your application, and then the Social Security sends it to the determining Department of Social Services, which is DDS. And that application goes to a caseworker, and they will look through your file to see what medical records they can get to determine what you're saying on your application of what your severity disability is. And
we getting some humming. Let me see where this noise coming from. I don't know. Anybody else hear that?
I do.
Just be me. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from.
It's a reverb.
It's like a
yeah, I hear it. I've got my phone is off, so I don't know where it's coming.
Carry on. Maybe see. Oh man, I tried to reach everybody. Let us know in the comments if y'all heard that humming as well.
Please. My 50-year-old
I removed myself and I still hear it. I don't know what it is. Let me see. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't know what it is. Yes, they say they hear it. All right, let me try to set up my other stuff. I'm gonna get off here on what I'm on. Carry on.
Joe, was you about to say something?
No, the humming stopped when he went off.
Yeah, but now we got this reverb coming back. Yeah. What the ham sandwich? Yeah, because I got a. Is well, okay.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave and go. I'm gonna get on my phone because I'm on my laptop. So
All
let me
right.
see if it works. All right.
We still got reverb. We still got reverb. Hmm.
And I can't hear you.
I muted myself.
Oh,
I wanted to see if you said something. If I still heard the reverb. Yeah, I still got it. You, 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 you. You, 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 you. I can't hear no better. I got to read. Still reverb? I still can't hear no.
That question that popped up on the screen, they're two different programs. One does not reflect the other. If you're on disability, your Medicaid is a supplement. They'll pay Medicaid first and then Medicare will come in. But I'm not really understanding the question. I can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Y'all hear the reverb?
I don't hear any reverb.
It's coming right back to me. I hear everything I say.
Okay.
And I can't hear you, y'all. How come we can't get? Can y'all hear me? Okay, I ain't got reverb now. Yeah, yeah, it's way better. I don't hear nothing now. All right. So are we moving? Were you finished, Kim? Answering that question?
I'm not really understanding the question. The Medicaid and Medicare are two different programs. But if you qualify for Medicaid, Medicaid will be, like whatever they'll pay. Medicaid will pay for whatever first, and then Medicare will come in to take up the difference. So I'm not really understanding why. I mean, if it can be separate, I'm not understanding that because it doesn't have anything to do with disability. That's just part of the medical problem. The medical part of disability is that you'll get on Medicare after you get approved.
Okay.
But you do not want to do a Advantage plan. That's totally because if you're going to the doctor on a regular basis, you don't need to be on an Advantage plan because you'll go further in the hole. If you're
Is it reverbing again? No. All right. So my question. There it go again. My question was, so I saw that there's a higher acceptance rate once a person has a lawyer fighting for disability benefits. What is the difference between I guess maybe money, but what's the difference between a person coming through your company or group compared to hiring a lawyer, or do they need to kind of do both?
I'm not an attorney. I'm just a representative that represents people who've been turned down for disability. There's no difference. The rules are the same, whether you're an attorney or not, or a representative. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's just we specialize in knowing the rules. The representatives, lawyers cover a whole gambit of issues. When I say they do disability, they do car wrecks, they do family law, they do a whole lot of other areas. They don't concentrate on the disability part. And so we concentrate on disability. They know how to do it, but they don't have it's just another one of their specialties that they have under their roof. But basically, it doesn't matter who you get. You just need someone to walk with you. Because if you go before a judge without a representative, they're going to eat your lunch. Because they'll trip you. Why should they listen to you, even though you're the one that's disabled? They've been to law school. Look where they are. They don't take you seriously. Yep. And if you have someone in your corner, they have to sit and listen to what you have to say. And that brings up another thing about going before the judge. I want to say it. If you let's say that a parent has a child with autism, and if a child's under 18, or actually 19, it's easier. It's not easy for them to get it, but if they try to do it on their own, the judge understands a little bit about what the parent's going through, but they don't really understand what the parent's going through. And the mother gets emotional, and it's really hard to go through the ins and outs of trying to explain.
You say 18?
Up until 18, they can, but then once they turn 18, even though they may have been on SSI practically all their life, never worked, never done anything other than go to school, they will get turned down, they will get taken off SSI, and they have to reapply at 19. And they have to go through the same thing as an adult.
That's tough.
So y'all can hear me now, evidently.
That's tough because it sounds like you're saying they take them off at 18 and then make them wait till 19, so that's a year without benefit.
Exactly.
That's tough. That's tough.
And then you from 2019, it was like a 2-year wait period. They were 20 or 21 before they could get their benefits back.
Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got that reverb.
It's cool. We know where that's coming from. I just got it muted when we get to talk. Here's a question. Let me get it out. He asks, and I got you on mute, Kim. So before you start talking, I'm on mute. He said, "Excuse me, question. I believe I'm asking, why are the disability checks cut in half when you're married, or why are you penalized when you're married?"
Okay, that's a Social Security question. That is a rule. I can't explain that. I can't answer that because that's a something with the Social Security. It has nothing to do with getting your benefits.
Mm.
That's after you had your benefits. So I can't really comment on that one, but it has to do with income. Everything is based on income.
Got
Can
it.
I try to answer that a
I
little
can
bit?
get back to your slides.
Can I try to answer that a little bit? And I know like this ain't a scientific answer, but I be feeling like this country do everything they can to make marriage not be the best thing for people. Like you get penalized for teaming up in this country. I don't know why. I don't know why, but like a lot of things when you get married, it like it's because it's two of y'all that take away from one of y'all, and I don't think that's right. But that's another conversation. My bad.
Exactly.
Because
Well,
No, you good. So, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go.
So I know it's during the process when you begin denied uh, the SSA, or I don't know if this is a bit whatever. They may send you a doctor that they pay for, which is to me conflict of interest. But how much weight does that doctor has compared to the doctor that's treating you, your physician who knows you? Like,
okay. Let me explain something to you about those doctors. Let's say you have a back injury, you have scoliosis or something to that effect, degenerative disc disease or whatever. One of those, the doctors that they send you to could be a pediatrician. That doctor could that you go to could be, instead of going to an orthopedist, that they require, that they send you to a gastroenterologist. I mean, yes, they're a medical doctor. That's all they are, is a medical doctor. They're not a general practitioner. They're not, they may be a specialty, but they're not geared toward what is going on with you as far as what your disability is with your problem. So, of course, when they make their report, they're going to report that there's nothing wrong with you because they didn't find anything wrong with you, because that's not what they're looking for. That's just one of the ways they get by. So it doesn't matter what that doctor says, because it's not going to hit. That's why it's important to have your
hmm,
medical records. Your medical records is going to win your case. And any MRI, any X-ray, anything, any test results is going to be stronger in your case than any doctor that they send you to, because that doctor's not going to know what is wrong with you. It's like going to the hardware store to buy a loaf of bread. So that's another reason why you need a representative or an attorney to walk you through this. Because if you're there by yourself, it's only your word. Now, let's talk about the hearing. What goes on in a hearing? There's a judge there, there, and you and your client are there, and then there's this person called a vocational expert. Now, this vocational expert is there to explain to the judge what your past work was and whether or not you can go back to your past work. And they have a listing of jobs throughout the whole United States. And they will tell the judge that there's a job out there that you can do even though you can't do it. without any limitation. And that's one of the crucial components in this disability process is disproving that vocational expert. Because I got the book. This is what it says that you can do. This is what you can and cannot do, you know. But if you can't climb stairs, or you have to have your foot propped up because of your hip, or you're having to use a walker to get around in an office, I mean, you can't defend yourself without a representative to explain what that vocational expert is trying to tell the judge. Oh yeah, you can work. You can sit at a monitor all day and watch a monitor, you know, a security monitor. But that's only part of the job. You have to get up and walk. How far can you walk? How long can you stand? There's a lot of issues there that if you don't have a representative,
That's right.
why you're denied. Because you have to have someone in your corner. And it doesn't matter what firm you go to, they know that they are supposed to be there in your corner to help you get your benefits. And that's what this vocational expert tries to do. Is there's jobs out there that you can do. You can sit at a desk. Well, you can sit at a desk, but you can't sit there the whole time. You have to get up and stretch and walk if there's an issue with your back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Correct.
you know,
I agree.
So knowing that,
It's this question. Oh, go ahead.
I got that read.
Go ahead, Mike.
So,
Go ahead.
so knowing the difficulties, right? It sounds like the majority of people go at it by themselves first. If we already know it's pretty much a losing battle unless you're kind of terminal or something, you know what I mean? Why don't people go at it from the beginning with a representative, whether it be a lawyer or somebody who does what you do? Like what's the allure? What's the allure of trying to do it on your own first?
exactly. And sometimes that's what we do is that we take you from the very beginning of the process to get your application done, to help you with the application. The application is not easy. It's like
No.
10 pages. I mean, it's nothing is simple. And you can get overwhelmed and you can forget, you know, leave a part out. And if you do not, and that's another thing, if you get your benefits, if you receive anything from Social Security after you get your benefits, you better fill it out and get it right back into them, or they will cut you off. At the mere thought of you being late, and then you have to start the whole process over again. And that's another thing that you have to stay on top of. I had a client whose mother was taking care of his business with the Social Security. She was always filling out the paperwork and making sure that everything was in order. Well, she got sidetracked with something else, and the deadline passed, and they cut that child off. And so she had to start completely over from scratch, even though he'd been on disability since he was born. I mean, it's heartbreaking. And so, I mean, you have to stay on top of it. But it's that's why we're here. I don't like to see people suffer. That's one thing that I learned early on in this business is that people need help. They need to help get maneuver through these rough waters. And that's why we do this. And there's a lot of representatives out there, so anybody can help are available.
Got two questions I want to get to before I go to the one I had. One, it was when you was talking about the doctors, about their doctor. The viewer asked, "Is it a portal for the doctors? Can you send your medical records to the SSI person?"
Yes, they can send it. Let me see how. There's two ways. Excuse me. Your case manager through the social. If you have a worker from it's Social Security, the Social Security person that you work with, they can
Mm-hmm.
request medical records from your doctor, and the doctor faxes it to them directly. Okay, that's one way that happens.
Mm-hmm.
You can personally go to your doctor, request your medical records, and have them fax it to the Social Security office. That's another way of doing it. Or if you have a representative, your representative can request the records and they can get them to the Social Security. There's a portal that representatives have access to where they can submit your medical records directly to the Social Security. So there's about three ways you can do it, or you can personally go over there and get them and take them, hand deliver them to the Social Security office. But when you do that, you make sure you get the name of the person you handed those medical records to and the date, and have some kind of proof that you submitted those medical records, because they're notorious for losing them or saying they didn't get them. You always have to have some kind of backup in dealing with Social Security.
Got you. Um, so this question, and this is a good question. I want to know this one. How many times can they deny you?
On one application, you get two denials. You get your initial denial, and then you get your reconsideration denial, and then that's when you appeal for request for a hearing.
And then
Now,
after the hearing, how many times can go after that? Because
every 60 days if necessary. You have to wait 60 days for the next.
so what happened if you went through the hearing, you got denied, and then you was going through it, and you just stopped for a while? Can you pick it back up, or you got to start all over?
You have to start a new application, but there's also an appeal process after you've gotten the denial from the judge. It goes
Mm-hmm.
to the appeals council, which is in Virginia, and they look at the
Mm-hmm.
case to see if the judge may have missed something, or like
Mm-hmm.
all the medical records weren't in, and then there was something that showed that you were disabled at that point, and
Yeah,
then they
you
send
can
the
stop
case.
sharing your screen too. I forgot to say that because it might drag your computer. I know sometimes I do it with mine, even though because we haven't been up there, it might just you might got to
You have
click it and hit stop. Yeah. Well, it's cool. It's not bothering me. Um, so let's talk about the everybody worry about the cost to the lawyer. A lot of listeners and people I talked to when I was saying we were doing the disability joint. I say joint. So crazy. Disability show. They asked me, how do you, and I was trying to explain this, but I could have been. So they was asking, how do you pay for a lawyer when you're already broke? So and I was telling them about, they have I forgot the correct word, but they have the free lawyers do Social Security and whatever. So can you explain the fee or the structure for the Social Security disability representation? I forgot what it's called here, but they actually had a place you go down in the city by the city hall, and they got the free. I forgot what it's called, but you can do your thing. That's what you're here for.
Well, what happens? It doesn't matter whether you have one of those free services or not. The rules are all the same. We don't get paid until you get paid. It's all based on the
Correct.
back pay. It's basically the only. This is what I tell my clients. is that if you get your medical records and you get them to me, you're going to save a lot of money. A lot of money. I cannot express that enough. Because if the firm orders your medical records, it costs go through their not their system, but the medical record system to get the medical record, and they can upcharge so much per medical record on top of what it costs them. So you're talking about an additional fee for getting your medical records. And I tell my client, if you can get your medical records, get them to me because they're expensive. And you are entitled to a copy of your medical records for free. And that's the key right there, is that if you haven't requested your medical records before, you can get a copy of them for free. I used to work in medical records. And that rule has not changed. But you
So
can
with
request your medical records.
so with this question right here, this is a good question. With the rise of AI, have you used it or have you heard of someone using it to win their case?
I have not. And I don't know how that would work.
Mm,
Because they have to have access to the portal. And only representatives have access to the portal. So
okay.
I'm not familiar with that. I wouldn't even know how that would even work.
Hmm.
Because you also got to remember that there's HIPAA. And HIPAA stops everything when it comes to your medical records.
Yes.
Not anybody can access medical records without your approval. So, it's real. It's a tricky slope there.
I
And
got it.
so I asked the question I asked last time because I saw somebody. I want to say he filled out for SSI. Um, Diabetic, got to do dialysis 3 times a week. Pretty bad off, right? And before he was diagnosed that bad, he was in prison for 7 years, and so he didn't really have a work history. And that part of it is a little bit crazy too, because like he worked for McDonald's and that's what he knew. And it had been maybe 10 years. But a lot of McDonald's are franchise, so you got he couldn't tell him I work for McDonald's. You got to know the actual name of the company that owned that McDonald's, and you got to know actual dates, and like it was it was a long process. And while he fighting that, long story short, when he got denied, the reason he got denied was either he should have been filling out for SSI and he filled out for SSDI, or he should have been filling out for SSDI and he filled out for SSI. But they literally were like, now he was fighting for 2 years before he got denied. And he got denied because he filled out the wrong one. He filled out the right one and had disability in 3 months. But you were talking about back pay. Because he filled out the wrong form, he didn't get back pay for 2 years. He got back pay for 3 months. And that's why I asked, like, would this be in that type of process? Like, why wouldn't you go into that from the beginning with somebody to walk you through that?
Well, now I'm going to tell you about dialysis. If a person is on dialysis, they automatically get approved. That's another thing. You don't have to wait. I mean, if you've got the paperwork stating that you are prescribed to go for dialysis, you're automatically getting your benefits, and it won't take you that long to get it. So there won't be any back pay, so to speak, because that's an automatic. And and that's another thing. As a representative, if I know somebody's on disability on dialysis, I do not want to take the case because I do not want to take any monies from them because that's such an automatic approval. And so, but whenever you do fill out an application, it's always wise to do both. If you have a work history, it doesn't matter whether it's if you have 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, as long as you have some kind of work history, always do an SSDI. If you don't have $2,000 in the bank, make an SSI application because you're going to need both while you're going through the process to get the back pay. You know, both of them will give you back pay, but SSI will supplement you while you're going through this. SSDI will take care of you after you get your approval. So it kind of works hand in hand. The rules are the same. It's just that you cannot make a lot of money and you cannot be working full time because if you're working, you're not disabled. And it's heartbreaking because you got bills to pay. I mean, let's say an offshore worker who's making hundreds and $1,000s a year has to quit their job. You know, they've got everything that they wanted, and then yet they have to, they're about to lose everything because they can't work. And here they have they have car notes, they have their house note, you know, and I mean, they've got savings, but I mean, their savings is dwindling down going through this process.
Correct.
And then what do? I mean, it's very, it's a difficult situation knowing that you're about to lose your house, something that you've worked for all your life in your work history, trying to provide for your family, and you can't provide for your family because you can't work. And then here you're having to go through all this process. And that's what it is. It's a process to get what you deserve because you put that money, they took that money out of your salary. And it's your money. It's not money that needs to be paying for wars or whatever they're taking out of Social Security. It's your money that they put in. So it's heartbreaking. And then you have to, you know, what happens? So I mean, it's hard.
So I'm gonna ask this question because we say this a lot. Have there been cases in disability where they found out that I guess the SSDI department and the doctors were working together to deny people? Because a lot of people really feel like that the government, like it's easier for them to pay off doctors than it is to pay these monthly fees or like monthly payments. So I couldn't find one myself, but I just
I'm trying to understand the question. You're talking about like pay the doctors to deny you?
Yes.
That's between them and I don't know that side.
Okay.
I don't know that side. But what I do know is that as long as you've got your medical records and that doctor tells in that medical records through transcription, through it's noted in the notes that you have a severe impairment that keeps you from working, that's a document. They can't deny that. They can't say that didn't happen. It's because it is in that medical record, and that medical record is gold. Because that stands up for the judge to sit up and look at. You know, it's not hearsay. It is a medical fact that person has a severe impairment. And that word, I can't express that word enough, severe. You know, if you have heart disease, you need to ask your doctor, how severe is it? Because it's got to be in the medical record showing that saying that word is severe.
Okay. So, just in the meantime, because I know it's getting a little late for some viewers, where can our listeners, viewers, or anybody that watch this reach you? And in the process of doing that, what's one thing you want them to do first? You want them to do first, and in the process, if you give out the information, I type it so I could put it on the screen. And we do have another question.
Okay.
In that way.
You've got my email address, right?
Let me get it. Let me get it.
Okay, they can reach through email.
Email is Kim. What was it again? FDS at Outlook.
And then the phone number is 769-21.
Hold on. Mike, you got some feedback there. All right, your phone number was 769. Hold on me. All right, your phone number was 769.
217 590.
217. What was the rest?
5790.
5790.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will have a website up and going, but I don't have that right now. My son is still working on it.
Okay.
But they can reach me at these two places.
So that's her email right there, everybody. It's her email. And then we have her phone number right there. That's another way you can get in touch with her.
And I really do appreciate you sharing this information with y'all, because it is a process. It's not easy.
Yes. I'm getting my computer is really tripping out. So I don't know if it's chopping up sometime. I'm going to say this real quick. I'm going to mute y'all. Maybe that's what it is. Let me mute you. I muted her, muted Mike for a second. So for those that asked, I don't know if some of them still on. I did have several reach out that wanted to get in touch. So that's perfect. You have an email, you have a phone number. So everybody has some homework for all the listeners. If you've been denied, don't just sit on that letter. You can reach out to Kim. Like I just said, you have an email and a phone number. Give her a call, shoot her a message today, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is late tonight, but you can still shoot a message. Even if you're just unsure, you need some free consultation. And, it could save you months and work for both of you, both you guys. Or it might just save you some years and headaches of just denial. Some people go through it for a long time. So Kim is trying to get her clientele up, and she's very informative. I do apologize to everyone tonight about the audio, the mics, that's what happens in the nature of the business. So we will try to bring her back on for another open night, just to get more information out. If it's just a 5-10 minute window, we would keep bringing her on. I know it's a lot of people in our area that can use the information, and we would try to get some. I would share, what you should already be doing is subscribing to our YouTube, Facebook page, and we'll drop information from her as we get it. So, any last closing remarks? Anything you want to say, Kim?
No, just thank you for letting me be here tonight. I really appreciate y'all. And it's been a pleasure meeting y'all. Y'all are terrific.
I really appreciate you coming on. Mike, you got any? I muted Kim for a second so you can get your last closing remarks, Mike, without no feedback.
Man, you know what it is. Kim, we thank you so much. We are like listening pleasure, but we're about information. Like we definitely don't want the answer for people to be we didn't know any better. And that's a lot. And this is a subject, a topic that a lot of people deal with in somewhere, family member, yourself, your children, your friends, it's a topic that can touch everybody and reach everybody. We're thankful that you had the time for us and gave us time and put out the information. And we look forward to having you again, because this is the second time. Everybody who was in the comments, asking questions, those who showed up to listen and get this information. We appreciate everybody. That's why we keep showing up on Wednesdays. That's why we ask y'all the topics that, like, if you got information you want to put out, reach out to us and we'll find a way to put a show together about it. If you got information that you need, if there's a topic you want us to touch that you need help on, reach out to us. We'll try to find somebody who can come on and speak about it, because each one teach one, man. Each one teach one. We went to a church that we walked past that sign 70 times a day, and it just stuck with us. We're trying to pass information that can be beneficial to everybody. I'm thankful because, again, like my mom got it, my dad got it, my grandfather had it, my cousin getting it now. I got family members all over the place because diabetes and heart disease running my family rampant. So, I think my sister was feeling a little down, but she might have even popped up today because she in the process of trying. So it's definitely a topic that's near and dear to me. So I thank you.
All righty. Oh, my bad. I forgot Kim on mute. My bad, Kim. Let me unmute you so you can say what.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I really do.
All righty, listeners and pleasures. You know, it's been that time. Once again, I can't say it enough. Kim, we thank you so much for just taking your time to be here tonight, working with us through all the setbacks, difficulties, and everything else. We really appreciate your time and your heart for this work and helping others. That's huge. And to our listeners, if you have been denied, please don't lose hope. A denial letter is not a rejection of you. Just look at it as a delay in the process. Help is out there, and the right advocate can make all the difference. So take a deep breath, make that call to Kim, email her, or to somebody you know. Don't give up. We're rooting for you all. Go get what's yours. Thanks again, Kim. And I'm going to end it with my saying that I always say, may the wind always be at your back and the sun always upon your face. And may the wings of destiny carry you aloft to dance with the stars. Until next time, keep listening with pleasure. And we'll see everybody next time. We appreciate you, Kim.
Thank you.